one. Welcome back to the first episode of AT Talks in quite a long time, probably a good 4, 5, 6 weeks. We're here with Ashley, Mike, and Ed. We're going to talk about the AT Wolfpack today. I call these three the founders of the Wolfpack. So who wants to go first and start talking about it?
Ashley, you can. You're the.
Should we do a quick introduction, just like who we are and where we work and stuff? Should we do that first?
Yeah, probably.
Ashley, you can still start though.
My name is Ashley Armbruster, aka on Twitter I am known as @AshTapesAnkles. I am currently an athletic trainer at Texas A&M Corpus Christi, working with women's soccer.
Okay, I'm Mike Hopper, and everybody's laughing at me because I shaved my head, so it is what it is. I am an athletic trainer at Bishop Lynch High School in Dallas, Texas.
And I'm Ed, W for short. I'm an athletic trainer up at Castleton finishing up my 8th year, but obviously not working because of COVID-19. And unlike Mike, I'm not going to shave my head because I'm afraid my hair won't grow back. As you can see, I have a lot of hair right now, and I'd like to keep it.
All right. And then I'm Tom Barkowski, and I'm out of Northwest Indiana, and I'm at East Chicago Central High School, but I'm also furloughed now. So what is the AT Wolfpack?
Am I still going?
No, it don't matter. Anyone can go.
Okay, so AT Wolfpack is pretty much like just this community of athletic trainers. Like, a lot of us have been featured on the hashtag, on the AT Talks, like video casts that have been going on. And with all the craziness that was going on, we just decided kind of like, hey, like, even though there's not a whole lot going on, like with work, because a lot of people had been like, things were going on with their jobs, like we're not working normally. So we kind of just thought like, well, let's just like get together and talk, because like a lot of people are in quarantine, like shelters in place were still happening, and we wanted to still reach out with our community. So we started doing kind of like weekly, just like video chats, just like this. I mean, we talk about athletic training stuff. We talk about life in general. We talk just like all the crap that we're used to talking about with other people. And now just like we get to talk about it with each other. I guess I kind of started like the Wolfpack name because we were kind of joking around on Twitter, and I was like, oh, it kind of started off as like the Hangover, where he gives the speech and he's like, I was one wolf, and then another person joined me and we became a 2-person Wolfpack. And I guess like that just kind of took off. And like, I mean, it probably started, we had what, like 5 to 7 people, like the first like week or so. And then like we would tweet about it and more people would say like, oh my gosh, I want to join. Like, I want to make sure again. And they were like pounding, especially like Ed and Tom, with requests to like make sure that they weren't missing out on the next chat. And now like it's insane because we have at least one group message that's like 50 people. And I think Ed said that we had to start another one because the limit is 50.
Yeah, the second one has 15 minus myself, so 14.
Okay. So then it's just like, now I think we're having like 20 people, and we just like, we get on Tuesday. Sometimes we're on for 2 hours. Sometimes Mike keeps us up until midnight. But it's just really fun because we're like, because we can talk about serious stuff, like what's going on with our jobs and like what kind of like return is going to be after all of this. But then like we talk about what we're watching on Netflix, or like just different things that are going on. And it's just like, it's a really fun outlet for a lot of us that like we don't have, because we're used to being around a lot of people as athletic trainers. Like we're used to being around our coaches, being around administration, being around our athletes. And now it's like, even if you like, either you're not working, or if you are working, like myself, like I'm still working, but I only see like 2 to 3 people a day. And that's like my boss and like maybe one athlete. So it's just been a really good outlet for us being able to chat. And it's been really good to build connections with other athletic trainers, because I know, at least for myself, like I've reached out to Ed and Mike on like several work topics. Like, hey, I know you got, like, I know that Ed uses sportswear, and we were trying to figure out something with that. So like we were able to have a good conversation about that. And then like I reached out to Mike one day and was like, hey, like I have questions about billing stuff, and like we're looking at doing this. So it's been really good to build like a community, because even after like all of this has passed, like we built these connections and these relationships that I know like we'll be able to use and athletic training is one of those professions that a lot of what you do is reliant on like who you know and different resources that you can use. So I think like this has actually been really good I know it at least been really good for me. So I don't know about you guys. If anybody else wants to add to what
Yeah, I've had to put up with Ashley every week. No, I'm kidding. No, it's like Tom, you and I talked late the other night about relationships and everything, and how important that is in our profession. For one, with our patients and our stakeholders within our work environment, but also the relationships with other athletic trainers. And with everything moving virtual this year, and ATA is going to move virtual. All these district meetings, so far have moved virtual pretty much, and we miss out on those social opportunities. And so this AT Wolfpack has been a way for us to get those social opportunities with other athletic trainers in so many different fields. Ed and Ashley both being at the college level, and you being hospital outreach at the high school, and me being at the high school, and we have athletic trainers who jump in who are in rec sports at the college level, and some who are in the physician offices, some that are in the industrial setting, and so we cross over, and I feel like our group, it really has grown from like the original 5 or whatever it was to most nights we have like 18 or 19 in for at least a little while, and people just kind of come and go, and it's become, it's taken the AT Twitter, which there's so many of us, right, and brought a group together that's gotten fairly close, as close as we can through the internet, like I said, to build those relationships.
Yeah, I mean, with AT Wolfpack, I mean, Ashley, you summarized it up entirely. I think for me, it was just a continuation of AT Talks. I really enjoyed being a part of them when Tom first started it. It was one of those, like, you go to NATA and I would come back rejuvenated because I met people in a similar situation or even worse, which gave me a lot of perspective. So I was getting that on a weekly basis. So it was almost like a weekly high almost. And then the world seemed to halt and stuff was missing. And even though like I'm at home, I have my 1-year-old son and my wife, it's still like interacting with other athletic trainers is just different because even though my wife understands a lot what I'm going through, it's just nice to talk to other athletic trainers. And then I think about people who have different living situations where they don't have an outlet or they just want a different outlet. So when Tom brought up like wanting to talk and just unrecorded, just to kind of have that social interaction, I find it very important now. Because I mean, even though things are pretty good, I'll have moments where I'm just like really down and upset, and I just think about other athletic trainers, and we're all going through the same thing where we are used to dealing with a lot of people, and all of a sudden that's taken away. And I feel like some people just don't know what to do. So I find that very important, and that's why I really like the fact that we've opened it up to everyone. I'm afraid we are scaring some people because it's cultish. Tag AT Wolfpack, and everyone's like, I want to be a part of it, but I'm scared I won't fit in. And it's like, look,
everybody fits in. That's like the joy of it.
Everyone does fit in. And like last week, like a few of my coworkers have joined in, and it's like, yeah, it was kind of awkward. I was like, yeah, but we had like 10 to 12 new people. No one knows what to expect. And like Ashley, you weren't there early on. Mike, Tom, and I are very similar. We log on and we just kind of want people to take over, and then we'll add in.
Yeah.
But like,
and I wasn't there to like stimulate everything.
Exactly. And so, like,
yeah.
So like it was a little awkward at first, but I think that's fine. I think the thing too, after this quarantine's over and we don't get to do this as much as we'd like and we do it less, hopefully people are meeting and making subgroups where it's like you know what, I really like what that person's about. I'd like to get to know them more, and like hoping to spread everyone else's and have like a spider web of networks. And like even if it's like not everyone, like who cares if you have your subgroup of 5 core where you are in a similar situation. So like I kind of see this as an opportunity for people to meet each other, and you don't necessarily have to stay a part of it, but if you find and build relationships that carry over, great. So
Hmm. Yeah, I would definitely try it out at least once. If you go in at 7:30 and there's 15 people in there, yeah, there might not be that many opportunities to talk and to meet other people and really start networking. So maybe come in a little bit later, or you can use the chat function in there. But what I like so much about it is that when you see people post on Twitter, but you don't know them, um, it's hard to reach out to those people and collaborate. You'd be like, oh, you see Mike post 10 times a day like I do, but you can be, I have a question. Mike probably has a great answer, but I don't want
I'm
him
not
to
looking
become
hard
stupid.
enough. I only post 10 times a day.
Yeah, but like when you don't know that person, it's some people don't want to reach out to them. But so like when we have these AT wolf packs, and I'm meeting so many people where if I have questions, I'm just like, oh, I saw Nikki was in there, or Matt S was in there, or Eli, and then Sarah. So I'm just gonna say, hey Sarah, what do you think about this? I have this issue, and it gives me something to do because I don't really have anything at all to do right now. So I'm like banking on these Tuesdays and these Thursdays.
Well, and honestly, like another thing that I have liked, because some people have done it over the past couple weeks, is like you don't have to sit in there and like wait for a topic that you want to talk about. There's some people who are logging in and they just turn off their video and they turn off their mic and they just want to listen to the conversation. And then like you can just kind of pop in when you want, or if you just want to like listen to what's going on, and maybe that'll give you a feel for like people that you might be able to like talk to later on. Because I think Leah's done that a couple times. And like, I mean, sometimes we'll go for 5 hours, sometimes we'll go for an hour and a half. Like, but you can just kind of chime in when you want. And even if like you're busy with your family or there's like something going on, like you can just tune in and kind of like listen. And if you want to like type in questions that you have or like type in any comments, like feel free to. So like, and like I feel like this does, like Ed said, like it's a great socialization that like you normally get from like NATA or like different conferences, but also like you don't have to pay to do this. So like you can join from wherever you are, and we don't discriminate at all. Like we might give you some crap, like depending on like just various factors. But like honestly, like I feel like we're a very accepting group, and we have people from all different settings. And just because like Ed and I work at the NCAA level, Mike and Tom work at the high school level, but like we're all going to take something from where everybody is. Like it's not just going to be oh, I'm an NCAA Division I athletic trainer, I'm only going to listen to those people. Like no, we take things from everybody.
Yeah, and we have athletic trainers from at least 10 to 15 different states right now.
At least probably.
Yeah,
and almost in every setting. I mean, we have clinical people. I know we have someone who works in a chiropractor office.
Yeah.
We have people like who are doing hospital screenings right now, and I feel like we've almost got every level that an athletic trainer can be at. So it's a really fun learning opportunity in that way too.
Sorry. Yeah, and there's really no egos, which I really like. And I mean, I think that just goes to show the type of people that are attracted to these conversations, where we don't really like, I never feel like, wow, I don't like person A. Like, I mean, not that I do that often, but I judge. But I mean, I judge after the fact. But but in all honesty, I haven't liked. And trust me, I'm new to AT Twitter this year too, because it was one of those things. Like a few years ago, I just felt like every athletic trainer just thought they were awesome, because we are. But I just felt like I never belonged, and AT Twitter helped me with that, and with AT Talks and doing this, I've met so many more people. And I mean, I think the NATA did the right thing canceling, but I'm also very disappointed in the fact that I was going to meet a lot of people in person that I have met
Mhm.
online, and I'm bummed out about that. But I'm hoping. I mean, I'm going to do virtual NATA. I hope a lot of other people do, and that like maybe like at the end of each day we might have a quick meetup or something like with
Yeah, that'd be
have
nice.
a couple drinks or go to a restaurant. But that's what I'm kind of hoping to do. I still think it would be kind of cool if we could get Tori Lindley, Kathy, and Katie on here, but we'll see.
Sure, you could.
Dude,
If
I
you
feel
tried
like their
hard enough.
social schedules are like insane because I feel like every other day I'm seeing them like in some
Oh, I
sort
know.
of,
Mhm.
whether it's an education program or they're
We
doing
can tag
presidential
them and
interviews or
see what happens.
the
Yeah.
what?
I said we could tag them and see what happens.
Yeah, it's just like tagging JJ
I
Watt.
mean, we've also talked about Rick Burkholder like a handful of times and
Yeah.
Jeff Allen. So
I'm sure we can get
guys,
Rick in here.
kind of check in with us because we're awesome and we would love
Yeah.
to pick
So we try to keep every AT Wolfpack conversation super casual and just like relax. Like Ed said, we're not judging you. We're not making fun of anybody. We're not picking on anybody. It's open for anyone that wants to do it. You can do it. We typically meet Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central Time, but sometimes we do meet some other specialty times. Like Sarah has a hard time getting in there Tuesdays and Thursday, so we might hold a Friday,
and Jeremy too.
Monday. Who else?
Jeremy.
And Jeremy, yeah, Jeremy's in there all the time. All you have to do is just get into one of the messages. We have 2 messages on Twitter. The first one's completely full, and the second one's starting to fill up. But that is where Mike will place the Zoom invites. And we start at 7, but you don't have to be there at 7. If we go until
He also places the invites at like 6:50, so don't freak out if you haven't seen anything by like 5 p.m.
yes, that's true. Don't yes. And I don't know where I was going with that. I was going to say something else, but yeah, you don't have to be there the whole time. You can pop in, you can pop out, you can pop in really late, really early, in the middle. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm only usually there the first hour and a half, 2 hours most of the time, and you guys go for another 3 hours.
Yeah, and then the other 3 of us will finish the.
At 9.
Tom,
Yeah.
you've stuck in with us a few times.
Yeah, well,
Of course, the funny thing is, he gets off, says he's going to bed, and he's still tweeting away all night long. So-
dude, I can't sleep anymore, man.
but you don't have a sleep schedule anymore.
It's gone.
No, Mike, I sign off and then I get ice cream and I hang out with my wife, watch some TV, catch up.
Oh, okay.
I gotta spend some family time. But the other thing I wanted to say too is those who haven't reached out, don't be afraid to reach out. And like funny is everyone's like, oh, I'm so sorry to bother you. You're not bothering me. Like selfishly, I want my community to grow. So if you were reaching out to me to join, I'm so happy for it because you're another person I get to meet and get to know, and who knows how we can benefit off each other, how we can help each other, help everyone get through this. Because like I said, I mean, I'm doing okay for the most part, but I have my rough days. I have my rough moments, and some people might have rough weeks on end. And I don't want to lose anyone because they didn't know where to go. And like I said, hopefully this will continue afterwards. I don't think it's going to be as common because our work schedules are nuts.
We'll just start doing it on the sidelines. We'll just have our phone.
Yeah. You're like, where you at? Soccer practice. What's up?
No, JV football. Okay.
Guys,
Just came off the field. What did I miss?
Guys, just bear with me. I'm just vacuum splitting this broken leg this kid had. Sure.
Here, why not? Can you watch the field for me? Let me know if something happens while I tape this
Yeah,
out.
well, that can be like a teaching tutorial then. See, look at that.
Yeah.
Like,
And I mean-
what's today's lesson? We're going to splint this leg. Let's go.
And I mean, we have some students in undergrad, some students in grad schools. If you guys are in that community, don't be afraid. I think we have one kid who's actually in high school going to undergrad. That he joins us every once in a while, and that's enlightening. Not that we're going to help you pass the BOC necessarily, and we're going to discuss educational topics, but
We do discuss educational topics. I have learned a lot. So
I mean, by the time I'm done, I'm usually 3 cocktails deep, so I don't remember.
But usually the real
Sarah,
education stuff
what was it?
comes
Someone
once
gave
Ed
us
gets
some good
on.
information on orthotics and stuff,
I was
like different cleats.
Yeah,
I
see,
thought it-
When
we have casual conversations until Ed gets off, then we go into the learn.
Then we get busy. We
yeah.
get into the research.
And
I mean, we're not applying for like CEs anytime, but you'll probably learn some stuff
Yeah.
if you stick around long enough.
oh.
Oh, that rhymed. Cool.
Speaking of cocktails, Cinco de Mayo, I got to make another margarita.
Oh, but anything else anyone wants to add about?
You're not
Wolfpack?
advertising drinking. We're
Yeah,
just
what's
saying
wrong
that
with
it
you, Ed?
happens.
Jeez.
No, I think that's it.
I think that's it.
All right,
I got
well,
nothing else.
it's 6:30 here. In 15-20 minutes, Mike will put out the link, and hopefully this will be on on YouTube, and then we'll be doing a Wolfpack of 7. So see you guys in half an hour.
All right,
Yeah.
sounds good.